You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, YNR fans, I've got your full roster of weekly spoilers from Monday, September 9th, all the way through Friday, September 13th. Victor is lying and Audra is plotting, and there is big drama afoot. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. Let's just dive right into it with the action coming Monday, September 9th, which is season 51, episode 238. Devon is absolutely disgusted to find out that Nate is dating Audra. He does not trust her. Audra knows that he's not her favorite person, but she doesn't care. She's going to date Nate and just let the chips fall where they may. Kyle and Summer get together with their lawyers. That meeting happens off screen. Everything's going well, and Kyle reassures her he is working on a way to get Audra out of his life. Meanwhile, Audra worries that Kyle is coming after her, but Nate tells her just to be chill about it. But Kyle calls Victor and tells him he found out Audra can't be trusted. And I think from a conversation that he has with her and Nate, that Kyle suspects she may have told Nate that Victor is the money man behind Glissade. Meanwhile, Lauren gets together with Nikki, and she's wondering why she sat by and let Victor replace her at Newman Media and put Adam in charge. But Nikki says something big is in the works that will give her even more power than running Newman Media. And Lauren tells her that Victor called Michael into a big meeting. She smells trouble. Things seem shady. Meanwhile, Chance talks to Billy about this big deal that Billy has made. Chance doesn't think it's a good fit for Abbott Chancellor, but Billy is so proud of himself. And again, Chance repeats his demand that he be made co-CEO. Billy tells him, that's not happening, but I want you to stay. And then all of a sudden, Chance is telling Summer, I quit my job, can't deal with Billy. Summer tells him he should talk to Jill before Billy beats him to the punch. And Chance admits he's thinking he might want to be a police officer again, wants to go back to being a detective. Lily tells Victor that Billy is overreaching. He has got big plans that are going to tank Abbott Chancellor. And if Victor can steal this deal out from under him, he would be vulnerable and they could take him down. But Lily wants an agreement in writing that she will be the CEO at Abbott Chancellor before she gives him all the details. And Michael shows up. And after she goes, Michael rapidly figures out that Victor is stringing her along. Victor thinks Lily is going to accept working under Nikki, but Michael doesn't think that Victor's going to get away with pulling that. Nikki shows up and tells them Lauren is very worried that they are being sketchy, coloring outside the lines of the law. And of course, those two deny it. Billy heads over to the GCAC to celebrate his big deal all alone, because that's what he is right now since he drove one person away and fired the other. Devon tells him he really screwed up firing Lily, and Billy says he knows Lily was planning to do the same thing to him, which was true. He beat her to the punch, but I think Lily was right and Billy is wrong. Devon tells him he's going to fail without her there, and then Lily shows up and lets her brother know, hey, you know what? I can fight my own battles. Tuesday, September 10th is season 51, episode 239, and Chelsea has to defend herself. This could be in a conversation with Billy, with Sally. I'm thinking it might be with Sally. Chelsea was actually trying to get Sally to reconsider getting back with Adam and just forgiving him. But Sally, when she talked to Chelsea last week, said, you know what? I've made up my mind right now. However, a weird spoiler for Tuesday says Sally makes a decision about Adam and their future, but it sounds like she already did that. I don't think she's going to reconcile with him. I do love them together, but things look very dire right now. Nick and Mariah talk. They're trying to figure out how to help Sharon. Nick thinks they really need to know if Sharon is on her medication, and it sounds like he might be coming up with a plan to secretly find out she is, go behind her back. Mariah thinks that feels wrong, but she does admit that there is something going on with her mom, so maybe she will help him out with this scheme. Wednesday, September 11th is episode 240 of the current season. Daniel busts Lucy midweek. she is lying again. This girl's trouble. She's drinking, she's stealing, she's lying, she's running around, she's chasing older kids, she's fixated on faith. And, if you've ever had a teenagers can be a handful. And Heather and Daniel laid down the law with her, but she's basically just ignoring them and running amok, which is interesting because Sharon showed up last week and told them that basically they had a parenting fail because they're not doing enough to get her under control. And it kind of looks like Sharon might have been right, even though she was unhinged and angry when she said it. Mariah finds out something stunning on Wednesday. Maybe it is that her mom has been lying about being on her medication. Maybe she finds out more about Sharon having these talks with Camryn, who's dead. It's just all very sketchy. Poor Sharon. And Phyllis wants Nick to realize something about Sharon. She's writing him a reality check. Victor is very concerned that Sharon's issues are going to drag Nick down, and I think Phyllis may be feeling the same way. Thursday, September 12th is episode 241, and Victoria is bickering with Lily. Is it about Billy? I mean, that's the main thing they have in common. And Victoria, she has to give Billy some credit because he is the father of two of her children. But Lily thinks he is just wildly out of control. And then, of course, Lily's getting closer to Victoria's parents while she's plotting with them. So there's a whole big mess there that could explode at any moment, especially if Victoria happens to tell Billy that Lily has been spending time with her dad and mom. Victor finds out that Audra is going rogue. She's kind of coloring outside the lines. And again, I think this is based on what Kyle reported back, because the whole thing was Victor didn't want anybody to know he was the one investing in Glissade. And if he finds out Audra told Nate, who Victor does not like at all, that could be a deal breaker. And Jack makes Diane a promise on Thursday. It's got to be about Kyle. She's very upset. She feels like she messed up Kyle's life. She messed up Jack's life. And Jack loves her, and he's trying to calm her down and convince her they will find a way to get through to Kyle. On Friday, September 13th, episode 242 of season 51, we've got Phyllis hitting Billy up about something. She's got a proposition. We do know that Phyllis needs a job. She and Billy have a deep and long history, and I'm very curious to see if she's the one who might end up helping him run Abbott Chancellor, or run it into the ground if you listen to everybody who hates him. And that would be kind of interesting. I think Billy would be crazy to bring her into a messy situation, but as paranoid as he is, you never know what he will consider. And Victor provokes Diane on Friday. He is pushing her buttons. Obviously, it's about Kyle. And Audra, speaking of Kyle, wants some payback on him. So maybe the mustache calls her onto the carpet and she figures out that it was Kyle that threw her under the bus, which, as she told Nate on Monday, was what she feared would happen. And Nate tried to get her to chill out about it, and looks like maybe he was wrong. In other casting news for the week of the 9th through the 13th, we've got more scenes with Connor, and J. Eddie Peck is back as Cole Howard. Those are all of our weekly spoilers for the 9th through the 13th. Please drop your comments. Tell me which spoilers you're excited to see play out next week. Please subscribe if you're not already following us. It is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I'm here talking Young and the Restless with you 7 days a week. So come back soon.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.